Hello everyone, welcome back to Data Vidhyalaya. I am Suresh Reddy Nusi. So in the previous video, we have seen about the Python dictionaries. So there are four built-in data types that we have seen, and we have just taken the comparison of that all the four built-in data types like list, tuple, set, and dictionaries, and what is the difference between them, like which is the data structure allows the duplicates, ordered, indexing, everything and all we have seen in the previous video. So let's in this video we will start with the control flow statements. So we'll start with the if statement and then if else statement, and then nested if, as well as the within the if, how can we pass or and all. We'll see some scenarios. So along with that, we'll see the practical example, like how we can implement the if and else if and else conditions, and how what is the importance of the indentation and all. We'll see that in this video. So if you are new to Data Vidhyalaya channel, please subscribe the channel, and if you like the video or the content and all, please click on the like button, and comment if you have any queries, or if you wanted to provide some suggestions and all. You can just provide the click on the comment button and ask any queries and all, and share the channel as well as the videos if you wanted to suggest to your friends or colleagues and all. Okay, yeah. So now we'll just dive into the topic of the if else statement, and next we'll see the match statement, while statement, for loop statement. So those and all we will see step by step and all. So in this video we'll be majorly focus on the if else statement. Okay, so let's get into the practical of that. So yeah. So we have, so earlier chapter, like we will be using some of the techniques, like we operators is one of the concept that we have seen no in the previous video. So here also we'll be saying that we will be using that within the if loop statement, and it is very easy, like you can use that. So if you have not seen the operators video, like please go back and go through that particular video, then only you will understand the if else, how we'll incorporate that operators here. Okay, then we have assignment operators, arithmetic operators, bitwise operators, logical operators, identity operators, matching operators, everything and all, yeah, in and not in and all. So those operators we have seen, no? So we'll be using that with the combination of if and else statements to understand whether to implement the code or not. So when generally, if in English, when we will use the statement of if and all. Okay, so we will use if whenever we wanted to if there is something, then only we will write this statement or execute this code, or we'll use that in that scenario. So, okay, so make it very simple, like how we will use in regular English now. It's a dictionary English now. The same way we will be using that if in the Python in Python language. Okay, it's very simple. So if you wanted to execute the code, or if you wanted to print the code, or whatever that within a block of code you wanted to execute that, when you satisfy that condition, then only we'll use if condition. Okay, so we'll see how that. So first is that if statement executes a block of code only if that condition is true. Means like we have seen, no, like if the condition is met, then only we will be executing this, else we need to execute the some other code. So in English also, like if the person is going to Hyderabad or Mumbai, then only you give this parcel. If it is not going to Mumbai, then go Hyderabad or Mumbai, then don't give the parcel number. So like this simple, how we use that in our English language, the same way in Python. The thing which we wanted to make sure is that the indentation and the index, sorry, syntax and all, we need to be very case sensitive, and we need to be very particular in that. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, so if you get the idea of that, how to play with the indentation and how to add the conditions and all, then it is very simple. Okay, and this will start the branches of your code, like, okay. So till now you're using the just that basic operations, built-in statements and all. Then with this, like, you will elongate, like, elongate to the branches, and then you start writing the code and all. So from here and all, your logical thinking and all will come into the place, and all how you can write the code and all. So next and all, again, if you deal with the functions and the oops concepts and all, no, so then it will be adverse and all. Okay, so for now, like, let's make it very simple. Like, if that particular condition is satisfied, means, like, if that condition is true, then it will execute that particular code. Else it will not execute that particular code. We'll see that how it works. Okay, so an if statement executes a set of code and only if a particular condition is true. For example, I am assigning a int variable x is equal to 10. It's a integer. Okay. So 10, I have assigned that. If 10, what is x? So there is no, we need to write that if statement, sorry, if keyword, space, and what is the condition here. For example, x greater than 5 is the condition, no? So what is x? 10. 10 greater than 5. So if that condition is true or met, then only this print statement will execute. And you see that, so we can, if you write the code like this, like starting with the if and all, no, then it will throw an error. 1 minute, it is connecting. Yeah. So it will throw an error called indentation error. Actually, it has to be exactly to the condition starting. Okay, or after that also. Okay, exactly to the condition and all. It has to be met. Or else you can do one thing. You once go back to that and click on tab. Okay, the double tab is the good practice. Okay, so if we execute that, yeah. So tab and all will be good. Like, make sure that you click on the tab twice. Okay, and it has to be exactly below this condition. Okay, exactly below the condition, and then print the statement. Okay, if 10 greater than 5 only, then only this x is greater than 5, this particular set of code within that indentation will work. Okay, else it will not add that code and all. Okay, so that's why, like, here, what is 10 greater than 5? Okay, so we'll see that what is that. Print 10 greater than 5. So obviously it has to return true. If true only, then only it will get. Okay. So see. So the 10 greater than 5 is true. Then only we are printing that. Okay. For example, if you don't know, like, whatever that, if it is less than or equal to and all, then what we need to write is that we can add, like, else. Okay. Else print, else print x. If it is not greater than 5, no, then it has to be equal to or less than 5. Okay, equal to or less than 5. So less than 5. Okay, so for example, x is what, for example, we will take x as 5 only. Okay, so then what is the 5 greater than 5 will return? Obviously it will be false. Why? Because 5 is not greater than 5, it is equal to 5. Okay, so if this condition is failed, no, so what if this 5, see here, what is 5 greater than 5 executed? It is false. So this if condition has not been met, so obviously it will go to the else condition. So for else, no need to write any condition here. Okay, automatically, if that fails, no, if this condition fails, no, obviously this set of code will execute. Okay, so that's why it is like x is equal to or less than 5. Okay, so in order to write within the condition, like, we'll see that code in the next tunnel, but I am explaining with the one set of code only how we can manipulate and all. So first, like, if statement, if is the keyword, space, and whatever the condition you wanted to write, you can write that. Okay, and you need to print. You can write the set of code like a print and all, or you can write another if else statement, or if you write some operations and all. So that and all it will perform within that. Okay, If that condition is not met, then this set of code will execute. Okay. What if you wanted to write like it is less than 500? Okay. For example, there is another keyword called elif. So instead of else if no, we can write the code of elif. Elif x less than 5, less than 5, print x is less than 5. Okay, and then else it has to be equal to 5. Okay, equal to 5. Okay, so now we'll execute this code. So what is a 5? X is equal to 5. If 5 is greater than 5, then false. And if it is 5 less than 5, it is also false. It is also false. 5 less than 5 is also false. 5 is equal to 5, then it will be true. Okay, so what it meant? So is equal to, we cannot write that single if it is like this. Yeah. See, what is that? So if x greater than 5, what is x 5? 5 greater than 5, what is that? 5 greater than 5, it has given false. So this set of code will not execute. This will not execute. If it is less than 5 and all, it is again false. So this set of code will not execute. What is the remaining condition is that else condition. Then it is equal to 5. So that it will execute x and it is true, no? Then obviously it is equal to x is equal to 5. So that's how you can write that set of code and all. Okay, so we can write multiple conditions in if and all. We'll see that how we can write that. We will add the conditions and all. So that's how, like if x is greater than 5 and x less than 5 and all. So what if we write like we'll remove this and write it like this. Okay, x less than 5. Okay, what if you write if else condition x greater than is equal to 5. Okay, greater than or equal to 5, equal to 5. Okay, so for example, if that x greater than or equal to 5, then obviously this will, we can write the another assignment operator like greater than or equal to. Okay, that's how we can write these operators. Okay, so that's one thing. And yeah, this is some of the examples like y is equal to 3. If 3 greater than 5, then obviously it will execute y greater, obviously it will not execute y because 3 is not greater than 5. It is less than 5. So then obviously y is not greater than 5 or not. We can write that. Okay. What if we add multiple if conditions, then obviously instead of else if now we have a keyword called elif. Okay, so we can add like elif allows you to check multiple conditions, like if it is like elif z greater than 5 and all. So or else you can write it like this also, multiple elifs you can write. Okay, whereas if and else we can write only like this. Okay, so multiple elif we can write. Okay, z is greater than 5 and all, and but not greater than 5. For example, 4, we'll write 4. Okay, so this will execute 4 greater than 3, no? So z is greater than 3 but not greater than 5. Obviously it is not good. So like this, if we have multiple conditions, no, we can use else if multiple times, whereas if is used once and else is used only once in the if else state. Okay, so that's that's the small thing you need to remember. So as the keep on conditions increasing, no, we can add multiple else ifs. Okay, if it is not, if it is left with all the conditions, no, obviously we'll put that code in the else. Okay, that's how we'll write the else if and if else. Okay, and if we, yeah, within the if and all, if we wanted to write the multiple if else statement, like we can use that nested if statement. Okay, so yeah, we'll see the examples and all within the if and all. For example, a is 15, a is one variable, like b is also one variable, we are assigning integer values to it. Okay, a is equal to 15, B is equal to 5. Okay. If A greater than 10 means like A greater than 10 means like what is A greater than 10? Obviously 15 is greater than 10. And again, if print A is greater than 10, we will print that. Then again B, if B, what is B? 5. 5 greater than 3, condition satisfied, true. Print B is greater than 3, obviously it will print that. Else print B is not greater than 3 and all, like that we can do that. Okay. See, A greater than 10, obviously it is satisfied. B greater than 3, obviously this is satisfied. So it is becoming that. So we can write within if, we can write the if else statement also. Okay. Within if, we can write if else statement. Within else also, we can write the if else statement. Okay. So to execute this else, no. For example, B is greater than, for example, 2. Okay. So yeah, so A is greater than 10, that's fine. 15 is greater than 10, that's fine. If B, what is B? 2. 2 greater than 3, it's false. So obviously else will execute. B is greater than, not greater than 3. Okay. So that's how it works. Okay. Within if and all, if else will work. Okay. The same way else also. So we can write this code within else also. Yeah. We can. So for example, yeah. So we can write it like this. So we need to be careful with the syntaxes and all. Why? Because it will throw an error. For example, A is greater than 10. So for example, we will write the state as a 9. Okay. 9 is not greater than 10. Obviously, it will go to else. Okay. Again, 2. So obviously, it will, 9 is not greater than 10. No, it will go to else. So A is not greater than 10. That's what. Why? Because 9 is not greater than 10. And within that, if else is there. No. B greater than 3. No, it is less than 3. So B is not greater than 3. So that's how we can write that if else with the nested if else. Again, you will have a question like whether we can write else if and all. Obviously, we can write multiple number of else if here. Okay, to based on the requirement. Okay, so for example, so like this you can write here also multiple you can write. Okay, it's not like you cannot write and all. Okay. So if you are defining the statement within if else statement with a general if else statement or the nested if and all, the syntax has to be matched and all. Okay. So remaining and all we can check. So, for example, we can use multiple, as I said, no multiple conditions. Like here, they have integrated with the condition, arithmetic condition of operators with the logical operators. So, for example, C greater than 15. What is C? 20. 20 is greater than 15. True. And D, what is D? 10. 10 less than 15 is also true. So, if both are true, then only it will execute. We have that, no, like and as I said, both has to be true. Okay, if you want a clear idea and all, now go back to the operators and check that how the logical operator works and all. Okay, if both conditions satisfies, only and will execute and condition. If either one condition has to be true, then obviously or will execute. Okay, that condition is made. Not means if that is not true, then obviously it will false. If it is false, it will be true. It will be true if it is to be false. Okay, based on that it will execute. Okay, so that's that we have integrated that with the multiple conditions. It's very easy, like if you can practice and go back to the operators and understand the logical operators. Okay, and as I said, no, see, indentation is very important. Like if ever you are defining a block of code, or if ever you wanted to write a set of code by with the use of if else if and as well as else, no, indentation is very important, and it has to be aligned properly. Means like it has to be detailed very clearly on the. Okay, so that's how, like if you see here. For example, x is equal to 10, x greater, we have seen the same example. No? Print this line is inside the block, so this is the line. Or else, if the I have created one example also for you. So, for example, here y is equal to 3. If y is greater than 3, then So for example, we will remove this and execute. It will throw an error. Okay. Yeah, it will throw an indentation error. Okay. So this one anyways, it will give an error. Sorry, it will throw the output. Whereas if you can give some to indentation correctly now, so this also will execute. See, 1 minute. So one- yeah, it will not execute. Why? Because it is 3 is not greater than 5 now. So it will not execute. We'll see that. Okay. For example, y is equal to 8. Okay. So then this line will execute. So it's based on the conditions, no? So I missed that. So based on the conditions only it will be met. Okay. So that's the importance of the indentation. If you are not clearly giving that indent, no, obviously this will throw an error, indentation error. Expected an intended block after if statement on line 9. Okay. So whenever you see this type of error, no, indentation error, there might be missing that indentation properly. You are not matching map the indentation properly. So once you have done that, obviously it will give the output. Okay. So once you are able to write the code in this way, in this structure and all, no, then you can optimize that by using shorthand if statement, if else statement and all. You can make that into a simple optimized way of writing in a single line and all. So that comes when you start practicing, no. So if you wanted to write that in a more optimized way with less lines of code, and it has to be efficient and all, no, then you can use this shorthand if code. So it is also very simple, like print if that. So instead of writing that if a greater than b, print this, else print that and all, no, we will write like that, no. So we can give that if a greater than b, it will print that. Okay. Else it will print this. So it's the same only, like we are just merging into a single line. Okay. And you need to make it very properly, like how we need to write. So if block of code we need to write the starting, else after that we need to write the other way. Okay. And one more thing I missed out, which is very important. Whenever you are writing the condition, no, the is to has to be 100%, it has to be there. Okay. And the same way, whenever you are writing, no, uh, whenever you are writing, no, else also, sorry, whenever you are writing else, no, whenever you are writing now, else also, so this is to has to be mandatory. Okay. So make sure, like if x greater than 5 is to, then you need to start writing the block of code. Okay. The same way else also is to, then you need the set of block of code has to be written. Okay. The same way we need to do. And whereas when it comes to shorthand if, no, like no need to write that is to and all. Okay. You can write it like this. Okay. So this comes when you start practicing, no. It's not a single day thing or a 2 days thing and all. When you start writing the code and understanding the logics and all, no, then you will write that. Okay. Else print that, if c greater than is equal to 0, else print that. So this is the merging of that multiple if else and all. So that you will understand when you start writing that code. Okay. That's the one. And then mm, yeah. So if ever you don't want to write the condition, no. So yeah, this past statement we will be using it within the if you want to keep a placeholder, like where you can implement the logic later, no. Okay. That time you can use that. Okay. For example, this x is so as x greater than 10, no, as we need to implement that letter, no. So that's why, So that's why we are not using the x. For example, x variable is 10 here. Okay, so x variable value is 10. Okay, so 10 is not greater than 10, no, so this one will be passed. Okay, it is not that. For example, x is equal to 9, yeah, 0, let us assume that. Okay, so we are not implementing, no, obviously it will go to this and it will execute that. Okay, so that where we can implement that later, means like we are saving that for the future write of code and all, based on the conditions or the requirements and all, we can use that. Okay, so that's one thing you need to remember. So, till pass we can stop this on this if else statement. Yeah, mostly we have covered all the if else, and then else if statement, and then the nested if statement, and the importance of indentation, and how to overcome the error if you have the indentations and all. So we need to be very sure on that. And then the last we have seen the pass statement, which we will be means like nothing happens, and which we will be saving it for the feature code purpose or feature writing thing, where we can implement that set of code later when the requirement comes. So that's how we can use that. Okay, yeah, that's one. Break statement is, I have written that, but we'll discuss that once it comes into the for loop. Okay, because if we wanted to break a set of code and all in the loop and all, no, we can use that break. We'll see that more in the for loop statement. Okay, so yeah, that's the today's agenda. We have covered that. Okay, in this video. And if you have any queries now, you can ping me. Okay, and uh, if you are facing the difficulty, and if you wanted in-depth understanding of making it very simple, no, so you can ping, you can just comment it, and uh, you can add it in the comment section. I will take that as a feedback, and I will improve that to the audience, like where they wanted to make it very simple and all. Okay. So maximum I'm trying to come up with the programs like which is very simple to understand. So then only you can try to start writing the medium level of code, like where you can start writing the medium complex code and then high complex code and all. So first we need to start with the small complex way of writing the code, and then keep on improving that in the day by day. Okay. So till then, happy learning, and don't miss to subscribe the channel. Thank you very much.